Hello everyone. Welcome to summer. We've been running around all day and this is the only time that I have to film this video. So it's right before I have to make dinner. My kids set up slip and slide. They're right out there. You're probably gonna hear, water noises, but this is what it is. And this is perfect because I am talking about academic planners today. Less academic. There's not really anything academic about it. They're mid-years. I call them the mid-years. So they run from July through June. And today we're gonna talk about the hourly one. So I just wanted to jump on here and say hello. Happy summer if you're watching this in June. And let's talk about this hourly. So this is really kind of the first time I am doing the mid-year planners. I tried it out a couple years ago, kind of different story, but so this is kind of experiment. I have no idea if I'm gonna have enough sales to make this an actual thing going forward. So hopefully I do, because this is fun, but we'll see. I know that I did a video of the 2026 hourly planner this fall. Nothing has really changed, but we're still gonna go through it. Let's turn this around and let's go through cover to cover of the mid-year hourly planner. Okay, we have the two hourly planners here. I grabbed them from the warehouse and they are still wrapped in their cellophane. So I just wanted to show you from here, this is how you're gonna get them, and I will unwrap them and we will open them together. So here are the two planners. All the mid-year line is going to be in one of these two covers. So it's either gonna be sea glass, which is a linen cover. You can kind of see the details of the linen there. So we got our linen cover, and then we have our daisy blue, which is the smooth cover. I don't know how you describe that. So you have these two options. As you can see, it is case bound, and as for measurement, I want to show you here, it is just shy of 10.5 in length and 7.5 in width. That's the size of the covers. As you can see, it is a folded corner, and then there are no tabs on here, so it travels really well. You don't have to worry about smashing tabs or anything like that. And then we have two ribbons, and this is new. The 2026 hourly planners did not have the two ribbons. So we have two ribbons, this time in the mid-years, and it does go all the way out to the corner. Let me show you. All the way out to the corner here, and plus some. So that passes the ribbon test. And this one we have white and kind of matches that green color. I don't know how well you can see it, but so white and green, and then this one is the white and the blue to match the covers. Okay, as you can see, let's open it up. As you can see, all the mid-year hourly planners gets a bookmark. So that's an upgrade. So we have the second ribbon, and then we have the bookmark in there. And that is brand new from 2026. It didn't come with that second ribbon or the bookmark. So that is exciting news. Inside the daisy blue, it is the blue ends paper. And then we have in the back here, we have this pocket. So we have an accordion pocket in the back. And then we will look through our sea glass, and the ends papers on the sea glass are that green, and then the pocket is the green back here. Let's get into it. So this mid-year planner and the 2026 hourly planner are exactly the same, except for obviously the dates are shifted on here. So if you are familiar with the 2026 hourly planner at all, then this is going to be very familiar to you. But just in case this is brand new to you, let's just walk through it anyways. We have our welcome page. And then these are all the front pages. So we have our start here, and we have the layouts, just kind of talking you through my intention for the hourly planners. You have the setup steps here. So if you are someone who likes to go down a list and check things off as you are completing this, this is for you. So you have all your setup steps and you can follow it. And there's kind of three main sections. So you have your values prep, your big picture, and then your monthly calendars. So your values prep are those kind of heavy hitters. So you have your core values, and I walk you through here in case you have no idea, kind of help you identify those like 5 core values. And then you are gonna set your intentions around those core values. Next, we have our people. So you can be really intentional about your people and your relationships. So you have those here. I walk you through all of that. We have our hopes for the year. So this is just kind of a journaling prompt that you can write out your hopes for the year. We have our 2026-2027 year at a glance. So we have the calendars and then little lines here if you want to kind of make big pictures, if you want to make themes, if you want to make, I don't know, set a project for each month, whatever it is, you can have some lines underneath there, just designate that. Then we have our holidays. This does not encompass everything. There are some lines down here if you want to write anything in. We have our reflecting forward. So for the year ahead, what you want less of, what you want more of. And then if you have any themes that you're noticing in between those two lists, just to jot that down here. Then you have your year list. So this is kind of like your bucket list. And by kind of, I mean basically your yearly bucket list here. Space for that. And then we have something called previews that I call it. You can do whatever you want with this area. There's things that I'm not ready to put onto my monthly calendar that I want to put here. So if this is something seasonal or yearly subscriptions that you want to remember, whatever it may be, you can put it down here and then it was safe and you can then plan it into your months as you get to that month. Okay, so it's up to this point that we talked about those kind of big picture things. The first calendar here, and up here, I'll go through this whole thing in a second, but up here, we have our 5 checklists here. So every month, just a small checklist. If this isn't something you want to do or this doesn't pertain to you, you can cover this up with a sticker. But it's just a small little checklist to remind you of all this hard work that you did in the beginning of the planner, to go back and look at your values-based intentions and your intentions with your people, your year list and your previews, and then you can plan that into your month if that's applicable. Okay, next up we have our tracker. This is just putting it out here. If tracking is your thing, you can put this here. Last year I wrote down all of our meals that we did. I've seen people do like mood trackers or symptom trackers here, trackers here. This is just, if you love tracking things, you can choose this to be whatever you want. And then we have this dot grid. These are 5mm dot grids and kind of a nice light gray. And then we have 2 blank line pages. So then we move into the monthly dashboard. So for every single month, you're gonna have this monthly dashboard and this dot grid here. I've done a video on the dashboard. I think I need to do an updated one, but let me just show you in my current planner what I do in the dashboard. This is what I did for May, but this is kind of the theme I do for every single one. So I do kind of what are the happenings going on that month, birthdays and holidays, any goals that I may have, intentions, and then my people. So those are kind of the themes that I have been going with, and it's been working well. I also made a printable of this dashboard. So if this is something that's really daunting to you, you don't know what to put on here, you can download that, true to size, and you can experiment of how you want this laid out. So I will post that in the notes below, and then I will also link the video that I made about the dashboard as well. So next up, we move to our monthly calendar here. Let's walk through it. I already talked about the intentional checklist here. I will talk about the monthly reflection in a little bit here when we get to the end of the month. So as you can see here, we have Sunday through Saturday, and they are lined boxes. And you have a lined column here before your Sunday start. I'll just show you the close-up of this. These are, so it is 4mm. We got our lines. And then down here we have 2 columns of 7 check boxes here. So you could make this, if you like splitting out your life in any way, like, I don't know, business and personal, or yours and your kids, or however you like to do it. We have 2 columns here that you can put a little header on there, and then write your intentions for the month, your to-dos for the month, goals for the month, whatever it is that you like to put on there, you have space to do that. Next up, we have our next month little calendar, and then this dot grid space for notes or anything else. We have this big, nice wide column here. So I want to make the calendar the same size as the weekly and the daily calendar. That way stickers and everything else, it just is all congruent. But I think it's really nice here if you like decorating and using washi tape and stickers and things like that, that you have this nice margin, so there's extra space for that. And then after every month, you have 2 lined pages, 2 blank lined pages with header boxes up here. And it is in this space that you can do whatever you want. I've heard people do budgets for the month. I've heard people do brain dumps. I do my brain dumps here. It's your playground. And then we move into our weekly view. Okay, so let's walk you through it. We have Monday through Sunday, and then you'll notice on this page it's Monday through Friday, so your traditional week, and then your weekend has its own columns over here. This layout is different from other hourly layouts because of the to-dos over here. So you don't have to fit all your to-dos for the week into each day. You can just put it here, so it's the best of both worlds, but you also have space down here that you can each day put what you want to do that day. Your top 3, your intentions, your whatever it is that you want to do here, so you can plan for the week and then plug it into your day. We have 21 spaces right here. And I know that is a odd number. I can feel you cringe at 21. And I did that in case you wanted to break your list up. So that way you have 10 and 10, and then the middle one, you can just put a sticker on there and then just write whatever your header is for that second one. Or you just have 21 spaces. So you have 21 to-dos, and then you have this line right here that you can just keep writing your to-dos and ignore that, or it's just a natural list space. So if you want to list out groceries, if you want to list out packing list for the beach that week or something like that, you can use this as a little list maker. Down here we have our dot grid for notes, for reflections for the week. Now for each day, you have this box up here. Let me measure for you. You can see that 18 centimeters up here. And then each box down here is 28 centimeters. 18 up here, 28 down here. And then the hours run from 6 to 8, and then little half-hour slots in between. The size of this is 5 millimeters. So just like the dot grid, in between here is 5 millimeters. So the whole hour is going to be 10 millimeters. And then the width of each column is 32 millimeters. That is your layout. And then it just keeps going. Here, to the end of the month. Starts all over again. So you got your dot grid, your dashboard, your monthly spread, your 2 blank pages, then it moves into your 4 or 5 weeks of that month, and then we move in here. Let me pause and tell you about the reflection notebooks. So every time you order a planner, and no additional cost, it just comes with it, you are gonna get matching reflection booklet that goes with it. So let me take this out. This is, I'm pretty sure this is a 5 size, 5.75 almost by 8.25. Pretty sure this is A5. Cover is a really thick kind of cardboard, and inside is going to be that green, and you have your reflections. So we have just a little note here. Every month you have this. So you have your monthly calendar here. And this is so you can jot down anything you maybe want to be memorable that, I kind of think of it like this. If you don't keep your planner, if that's something you don't do, and there's something you want to remember, if you want to go back and you went to a concert or where you were on 4th of July that year or whatever it is, if it's something like a little memory keeper, you can put it on here. If not, then you can ignore it. Okay, for me, I like to do just kind of, the memorable things here. And then I just do a quick little summary down here of just kind of the vibe of the month. And then I put my kind of like dot by dot bullet point things that I want that like stands out as memorable. So you have the calendar, you have the review, the calendar from the month, what stands out as memorable. And then you have 3 questions that never change over here. Then you kind of have currently what you were doing that month. So what were you reading and watching, listening to, etc. Your favorites. This is a changing question every single month. Next, we move to our intentions. So you write down based on, you see this is going to match here. So your values, your people, your year list, and your previews. What were your intentions and how did it go? Then down here, this is a changing question. And I should say in the question before here, this is kind of like fun, like a funsy question, and this is a more serious question. And then up here, looking forward to the month ahead or the season ahead, these questions, this one changes. And then you have your upcoming focus. So again, that's going to match here. So you're kind of writing down what your intentions are, what's the priority. So when I go back, let's say August, we're at the end of August, we're doing this. Okay, what were my intentions? I can look back on July and see what my intentions were here and write them down here and write how it went. So it's those 3 spreads every month for your reflections before it repeats itself over again. Because it is in this separate book, that is why that is this like little line item to remember to do up here, is that monthly reflection. Okay, so that brings us through the entire hourly. And then we have here in the back, you have your next year calendar so that you can bridge the gap between planners. If you're getting towards the end of the year and things are coming up and you want to plan things, you have vacations coming up, whatever it is, you can put it here until you get your next planner. And then here is that calendar, laid out here too. Lastly, we have a bunch of blank line pages. 43 if you count this page, which is glued to the stickers. So maybe 42. But you could use this. It's just a little less functioning. So you have all those blank line pages. Kind of have a like mini notebook back here, which is great. I know people love all those notes pages. And then next we have our stickers here. Stickers, these can go perfectly over your month. Let me just show you here. They can go, okay. So you can see those go beautifully over your month. And then these, just say these can go just nicely in here. I know they're tiny and they're small, but they just fit really nicely, so you can just write your coffee with whoever right there. So you got your icon stickers, you got blank stickers here, some short flags, long flags. That is your sticker page. And then again, we have our pockets back here, and then the reminder of the 2 ribbons, so that you could do your 1 ribbon on your month, and then a 2nd ribbon on your week, if you want it. Okay, let's do a pen test. So the paper is 80-pound paper, which is 120 GSM. It is, I would say it's an in-between. If you are familiar with Erin Condren, with Emily Lay's Simplified, it is not that toothy. It is also not perfectly smooth. I don't feel like I'm ice skating on here. So it just has that kind of medium tooth. And I have to say that people really like the paper. It's a good quality paper. Really, I get more compliments than anything. So let's do some pen tests. So let's start with my favorite, the Pilot G2. And I do write kind of like a Neanderthal. So just ignore that and we'll maybe fast forward through this. And then we have 3 dots. Okay, let's turn this over and look. And this light is shining really bright on it. And look at that. I mean, it handles this so well. One thing I want to point out, and I think they are sold out right now. So I do have monthly tabs that you can put on here. So I put them, I like this flushed look, so I put them flush with the page right there. So once these are available, if that is something that you want, you can order those. And we also have these magnetic bookmarks. So if you want more markers, if you want things for the front pages and everywhere else, these are available and super cute. And let's see, do I have one? I do. So I extra mark my page. So I have one here, and let me just show you. Look at this. 2 sides. We have a flag side and a rounded side, so you get to choose what you want to do. They're so cute. So those are the 2 best accessories to go with your hourly planner. And I love it. As you can see, I am using the hourly planner this year, and it's just working so well. So it's helping me both track things and keep track of timing stuff, but also gives me the flexibility of when to get stuff done during the week. And you know, when my kids are in school and I'm working a lot more, gosh, May was insane. So I track a lot more, I plan a lot more, and then now that we are in summer and the kids are home from school, this is my week. So I feel like when I was in the daily planner, which I absolutely loved as well, it worked really well when the kids were in school, but then all summer, it felt like such a waste. So this is going to be really clutch for the summer season, and just it works really well in this season of my life right now. And if you just don't know, I have a free printable of all the layouts, the hourly, the weekly, and the daily, and then also the monthly. So you can download those and you can try out different days, different planning styles to see what really fits you well. If you love the idea of the hourly, but you're not sure if that's going to vibe with you, then grab that download, plan through the week, and see if that is something that you really like, and then you can know for sure. So I will put that in the link below as well. Let me know if you have any questions on the hourly. I can't wait to hear what you think, and I will catch you on the next one. Through it. So let's turn this camera around. I'm already getting interrupted by a little buddy here. You're so good, wet, buddy.
I was on the slipping slide.